Lived on the streets for about a year and a half in Colorado.
How old?
15 and a half to 17. My team is on fire. They're feeling good. We're rocking out 160, 180 a night.
So just a mild-mannered chef?
I wouldn't say mild-mannered.
Welcome back to another amazing story from the Story Trek. What would you do if a TV crew showed up at your door and said, hey, we want to tell your story? Would you tell me to get lost? Or would you tell your story? We had plenty of people that told me to get lost. Like this next guy.
Close your eyes.
Close my eyes.
Make a dot on the map.
Am I even in?
You're in the vicinity, yes. Good work. Hi there. Surprise. We want to put you on TV.
For what?
For the Story Trek.
Just when I thought I had a taker.
I'm gonna pass, man.
You gonna pass?
Yeah, but I appreciate it.
Well, you can't win them all.
Onward and upward.
But on the way to the next house.
You're right, but I thought about it, and I'll share a little bit of the story.
Okay, cool.
So Chris Wellman shared an incredible story of his fight through life.
Lived on the streets for about a year and a half in Colorado.
How old?
15 and a half to 17.
How does that happen when you're that age?
Parents and I didn't get along, and some rules were threw down, and the option was there, so I took it. Coincidentally, it was one of the worst decisions I made.
It was a classic parent-teenager moment. Live by our rules or leave. Chris left.
Dealing from people, there's people in my life that would give me, when I lived on the street, they might let me stay at their house, and I would steal from them, and, after they gave me dinner, and just a pretty bad kid overall. So a lot of other things that you could imagine on the street, fighting and drugs and all kinds of stuff, so.
But he'll never forget the moment when everything started to change.
I was sitting on the street under an eave. It was pouring down rain on my head in my hands, and this couple walked out of the store and walked by and just looked at me and said, hey, you all right, kid? And for some reason, that just really kind of registered, and I asked myself, is this really what you're gonna do? Is this it? Pretty lame. So that's kind of where the universe gave me Barb. It was not long after that, I almost want to say it was the next day, that I said, no, I don't want this, but I didn't know how to get out. So that's where the world gave me Barbara Lennon, and she, like I said, she gave me a place to stay. There were some conditions. I have to go to school, I have to have a job.
Chris had broken into Barbara's garage to sleep, but she caught him and changed his life.
And then she took me in, and made me, if it wasn't for her, her name's Barbara Lennon. If it wasn't for her, then I most likely wouldn't be here. Had pre-pneumonia from living on the streets, and all kinds of good stuff.
What an amazing woman.
Absolutely. And all she asked was, which is really kind of the bigger part of the story, is that when I have the opportunity to pay people back, that I do.
And he does, as executive chef at the Chateau at Deer Valley.
Life really just brings people to me, and through the kitchen, I'm able to give them something to bite on in life. A lot of times, the younger kids, they're kind of lost for something to do. So I really try to get them focused on cooking. I think it's a good outlet for people. It saved me. It kept me focused on success and being something.
Can you set table 2 right there in the middle of the terrace for me, please?
Chris fell into cooking thanks to a dishwashing job and cooked his way into his dream job.
My team is on fire. They're feeling good. We're rocking out 160, 180 a night. That's really the drive for me, is being able to get that. Because there's a lot that I do, I fight to get that food out to the table. From the time it comes in to the time it goes out, there's a lot of different things that can happen. So it's really a fight just to get that one plate out to that person. And when I see how happy they are, that's what keeps me going.
So just a mild-mannered chef?
I wouldn't say mild-mannered. Mixed martial arts. That's my balance. That keeps me. I look forward to training often. I train, right now getting ready for the fight, I'm training twice a day, about 7 to 9 in the morning, and then at night as well, anywhere from 4 to 5 days a week, 6 if I could. I used to smoke about a pack and a half a day, and I quit that, and about 4 years before that I quit drinking. I used to drink heavily every day, and so I put all that down, and I needed to fill a void. You have to make that decision to whether you want to better yourself or not. And you can't always better yourself if you're drunk all the time.
How much better is your life now?
Tons. That was one of the best decisions I made.
If people back then could see you now,
They wouldn't believe it. I'm guessing you're referring to like my high school, earlier days. Yeah, they wouldn't believe it. They'd think I was first of all, they'd be surprised that I was still alive. And then they would probably, next question would be, he's not in prison? Because I was a very bad kid.
But he's an amazing adult who just had to find his way. He had some help, but he's had to fight. And for the record, Chris won his latest fight against an opponent half his age.
Life gives you what you need, but you also have to do things for yourself. It was pretty tough growing up, but again, it's made me who I am today, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
Chris is still fighting through life. He is still the executive chef at the restaurant, and he makes incredible food. And he's just an amazing guy with such an amazing story. And Barbara taking him in, that's a pretty special woman. If you like this story, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you'll see more of these random, amazing stories.